Hey y'all, now this video is going to contain a gameplay if that bothers you. Sorry, don't know what to tell you, but I really feel like I'm obligated almost to make this video because YouTube is making serious changes that's going to affect not only the platform, but every single content creator on this platform. I've been doing commentary for a little bit now. It hasn't been that long. It's been like to the 2 to 3 year mark, and I've really enjoyed my journey so far. And I've enjoyed the control I have over my platform, such as what ads I can include on the content, the ads I can block from being viewed on my content, and also the placement of ads on my content so y'all aren't overwhelmed by an ad every minute. Being in control of ads is super important as a creator because one, that is how you get paid, and two, sometimes there's topics that are so serious or you don't need to put ads over them. Like I covered A school a while ago, and it was such a heart-wrenching video that I did not feel it was acceptable or even okay in the slightest for me to put ads and monetize the content that we talked about. Also, if you are a YouTube creator, you understand that there's automated ad slots that you can add to your content where YouTube will kind of just take the reins for you if you don't feel like opening your YouTube Studio app, and they'll place the ads for you even though it's not that great of a system. A lot of the times, all creators, not just myself, would have to go back into that automated ad system and change around the ads or even delete ads because they will place 70% of ads that you do not need in that video. Like I said, every minute and 30 seconds there's an ad. That's not necessary. But YouTube is now doing this thing where creators are going to have no control whatsoever of any ad that we have placed throughout our video. We're not going to be able to change it, we're not going to be able to add more, and we're definitely not going to be able to delete them, which causes a huge problem for the content creators and the platform itself. Now, YouTube implemented this system to try to make it more viewer friendly so y'all aren't watching a video mid-sentence or mid-action, there's an ad, and you're like, oh, it was just getting good. And YouTube taking away ads, I can understand as a viewer because I, as a content creator, understand the necessity of ads for the content creators put out there, but also as a viewer, it is kind of annoying whenever ads pop up and you were really getting into something. I'll be doing the dishes and I have to literally wipe my hands clean of the soap just to skip an ad on a video. But that is probably no longer going to be an issue, and it's kind of a good thing for the viewers, but it's a terrible thing for the content creators. There's a video I want to react to today because this guy, his name's Ryan, he's a content creator, he's a very large content creator, and he literally hits the nail on the head with a hammer every time whenever he discusses these new policies and updates and changes to the platform. That's not only, in my opinion, putting YouTube in danger itself, but the content creators as well. And it's going to get to the point where all your favorite large content creators are no longer going to be creating content due to the fact that they're going to have to go out, get a job, and start putting their actual fries in the bag. As a viewer, and I've even made content in the past where I have said this, I've seen a lot of people who make content, they do content creation, but there's not really that much behind it, and there's especially live streamers who literally get online, such as that Bad Side Phil guy that we had talked about a while ago, who quite essentially will withhold content and grift off of his viewers, and once he gets a certain donation point, then he'll do something for his fans, for his viewers. And I said, essentially, if that's what you're going to do every day is get online and just grift, maybe you should get an actual job so that you don't have to do that and rely on grifting online, and then you can just put out the content that you truly enjoy. But there are so many content creators out there. Ouch. Hello, Shredder. He's biting me. My cat is biting me. Are you okay? Are you okay? Why are you holding on to me? Do you need something? Let me go check. As I was saying before that adorable interruption, a lot of content creators out there do grift, but there are so many content creators who have worked years to build platforms for themselves, who are genuinely creative and sink hours into their content. And all these creators who have spent years, if not an entire decade, building a name for themselves on this platform and being able to live financially free due to all the hard work and effort that they did put into creating content, is now potentially going to be gone for them, and they're going to have to go out there, seek new jobs. And this isn't just affecting content creators, I want to be very clear. This is affecting so many other branches of people. This is affecting editors, this is affecting researchers who are hired on by content creators to make sure that the content that they upload is 100% good content. As you can tell, we are literally 5 minutes into the video and I have done nothing but ranting, so y'all already know I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on this. And we're going to be taking a look now at Ryan's video because he literally words everything and breaks everything down better than I can. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
YouTube has decided to implement some brand new changes into its ad system. And I think I want to speak about it a little bit for you guys. Okay, we're gonna cut that because this is actually gonna be a serious video. I actually recorded this once through already, but what I want to try and do is re-record this because I feel like my articulation, my speaking about this current issue got a little bit sidetracked too often, and I want to bring this back to an easy, understandable baseline rather than rambling too much, or I'll save that for the end, because I want to speak about some of these new YouTube changes that they're implementing and why it's potentially about to damage my channel severely and a lot of up-and-coming creators to the point where they might have to actually quit YouTube and just consider other alternate career paths. And when I'm saying this, I'm being extremely genuine right now because I have firsthand seen the results of this happening to some of my friends as it's going down, and we're speaking about ad revenue, okay? And more specifically, updates to the way that YouTube is about to process mid-roll ads for creators on YouTube, and at the moment, why their new system is about to be incredibly damaging to people like myself. I think gaming is about to be the most affected sector of this problem, and I'm really hoping by the time this fully rolls out over in May, that most of the teething problems will be kind of, you know, cleaned up. Otherwise, we're talking about some serious issues, and I might honestly potentially have to consider just stopping doing videos unless I change my style entirely. So mid-roll ads, I'm sure most of you guys know exactly what they are. When you're watching a YouTube creator's video, there are going to be these ads that pop up every potentially couple of minutes, and you know, they can be a little bit intrusive, kind of frustrating, but YouTube is trying to update their system to find a better balance where these mid-roll ads appear, and also so it's better for the viewing experience. Obviously, less ads are going to be great for the viewer, but what we have to remember ultimately is that advertisements are the reason that YouTubers can even do this as a job and actually get to a point where they can almost scale what they do, employ people and pay others to help with the job, which is what I actually do. My brother typically goes through videos and does like a first rough cut, refined edit, add sound effects, music, and then I go through it. I will change a lot of the things, you know, that if I don't see them being exactly fit for the style, and I'll kind of do like the finalized edit. And it is literally, this is the only way I'm able to get my edited videos out the way they are, and I'm in the process of training up another editor. And the reason I can do this is because the current mid-roll ad situation obviously pays me enough so that I can then pay other people to help me, and I can almost help other people earn some kind of like monetary thing from this. Like, it's kind of sick how it works, but that may change.
Now, I actually had a conversation with a friend about this who, by the way, does not know I do YouTube. I keep that completely confidential from everybody in my family, and sometimes when I get paid throughout the month, they're like, where the did that come from? And I'm like, Jesus, I don't know. But I had a conversation with one of my friends who they do watch YouTube, but they're not really knowledgeable of the ad systems, the payments, and what really keeps content creators afloat. And I had brought up the fact that, hey, it kind of sucks that a lot of our favorite creators that we've been watching for literally years, that shaped our childhoods, are potentially gonna quit YouTube and quit uploading content that we used as quite literally an escapism from our real life, our realities of daily life. We go to work, we bust our butt, we come home, we unwind and we unplug watching these creators' content. And he had such a terrible response to this. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of really frustrated me, but I powered through it anyway, and I was kind, I was civil, I was respectful. And he was basically like, well, it's about time content creators go out in the real world and get a real job. And I was like, but this is a real job to a lot of people, and not just to them, but they employ people as well, and it becomes their reality. And the sad situation of it is, now this reality is quite literally put on a lifeline from YouTube. And as a content creator who always wanted to do YouTube full-time, I always understood you can never put all of your trust into one company, into one brand, into one source of ad revenue. That's like working for a job. Aside from doing YouTube or content creation, there's no guaranteed job safety unless you're working for some type of major corporation that has multiple locations that, say your store shuts down, you can transfer over to a different branch or a different company or even just a different store location. But even while I say that, there is a lot of large YouTubers who don't rely solely on YouTube's ad revenue, but just because they don't rely solely on the ad revenue that comes from YouTube does not mean that it doesn't make up a large portion of their earnings or the money that they live monthly on.
What's happening? Starting May 12, 2025, we're improving the quality of mid-roll ads on YouTube. That means we'll show more mid-roll ads at natural breakpoints, like pauses and transitions, and fewer ads where they may feel interruptive or cause viewers to abandon the video, like in the middle of a sentence or an action sequence. On the surface, that sounds great, that sounds fantastic. But there's a quick problem that immediately emerges, which is, what about for people who choose to remove any of those slower, quiet, dull moments from their videos, aka myself, who is an editor? I aim to remove the boring bits, or I bring them up so they're not boring and they're high octane like the rest of the video. What happens in situations like that? And yeah, we're starting to have our answers, and it's really not good. This is a picture here from Ibella. She tweeted out saying how, this is going to be a slap in the face for gaming creators. I'm disappointed. I really hope they revert this because her videos are being affected. You can see a lot of this interruptive tag next to ad slot manual. And what these are, this signifies that this creator, Bella, has gone through her channel, or gone through her video, should I say, and she's found natural breakpoints that she deems appropriate to input a manual ad break. And a quick look at Ibella, she's an incredibly successful YouTube channel who obviously is doing something that works for an audience that wants to come back continually and watch her videos. Her videos are getting hundreds of thousands of views. I took a quick look at one of Bella's videos, and they're very highly edited. There's a lot of effort that goes into them to make sure her video feels consistent, always fun for the audience that she has, and obviously it works. But now it might not work to the extent where she's gonna have to make changes to her channel. The Real Civil Engineer says that the new ad update just cost 25% of their revenue, and it's also gonna cost some of his team their jobs potentially. So yeah, this is definitely working. This is really, really good. This is not good. My friend Raz, who manual puts his ads in, you can see almost every single ad in one of his videos is classed as interruptive, with only one working at 20 minutes into a video, mind you. So as said before, this new ad system is looking like it's going to be implemented in, I think May is going to be the main rollout, though they have begun to, as I said before, allow some users to enable this and test the waters. If I got the option to enable this, you bet I'm going to stay away from that option for as long as I can.
Hi, I was a content creator who was bamboozled by this, okay? They gave me the option to add in these automated ad slots without telling me or being upfront the fact that once you turn on this option, you have no control over the ads past that point. Quite literally, they said, hey, do you want to turn on this automated ad slot system where we will place your ads for you in where we feel would be a good place to put them, so it's not interruptive to your content or your viewers' experience. And I was like, well, I already go through my content and I pick the points, where I find them good enough to put an ad slot where it's not going to really necessarily interrupt viewer experience, but I accepted because why not, right? I trusted YouTube. Dumb of me too. And now I'm bumming because there are videos where I cannot place ads on them. There are videos where I won't even have an ad other than the beginning and the end of it, and it would be like a 20, 30, 40 minute long video, and I'm like, that really sucks because there's a lot of places I would have deemed suitable to put ads in, but whatever, it's okay. And there are other videos where every 2 minutes they're placing ads, and that's interruptive to my viewers' experience, and I don't want that. So being interruptive to our viewers' experience, that's not only affecting the revenue that us content creators earn, no matter how large or small it is, because it does vary with your creators. And I'm a creator who I keep 20% of the revenue that I make, and I sink 80% of my revenue earned monthly back into, one, my day job. I buy supplies for that, and two, to certain charities and organizations locally and in the next towns over that help with animals and animal welfare. And this really affects me being able to do so. But with YouTube placing these ads, especially the ones where you will have video after video after video where you cannot place ads because they just don't deem it, they just don't find it suitable for that to be an ad placement. So they won't place ads on that video, but then they have other content where they're like, this is a boring moment, let me throw an ad in there. Oh, here's another one, let me throw an ad in there. Then it affects the viewer experience because then y'all are seeing way too many ads and y'all click off of the video, which then affects the algorithm, which then affects the creator's ability to branch out and continue to get views on that video. And just to be clear, if you're not a content creator, you may not understand how algorithm works, but if you're getting more views on a video and they're watching for longer periods of time, it's going to push that video out to more people to see. But if people are starting to click away a few minutes in because there's too many ads, they're not going to promote that video, then you literally spent that time making a video for essentially nothing. I will just say, as a small content creator, this is never like my job. Sure, it helped me a little bit financially, but it was never my job, and I will still be creating content regardless, unless they keep chopping up policies here on YouTube and it makes it impossible for me to continue with content on this platform. But I enjoy the engagement that we can have with each other, so even if there's just 5 of you, I enjoy being able to talk to y'all in the comment section, so I will continue to do this regardless. But I'm very saddened by the fact that a lot of larger content creators, even smaller ones that I truly enjoy, are being so heavily affected by this change and new policy implement that it's going to make them impossible. It's going to make it impossible for them to continue their journey on this platform. And they're going to have to find a new platform that isn't YouTube. Let's be so for real. We all grew up watching YouTube. This is something that helped shape us. This is a huge part of a lot of our childhoods, and that's just really sad to see how it's changing.
Now let me show you the current way that YouTube works. We're actually looking behind the scenes right now. If I click on this video here, my Hello Neighbor video, and I go to monetization, you can see that right now there's a chance to review placement. And if I go in here, there are ads. Okay, why are they doubling? Okay, this is a problem from YouTube's automated ad system. They are throwing more ads that I want, so I'm actually going to be removing most of these because that's too many ads for a video. So this is how YouTube automatically places their ads for videos. And there's obviously an option to use this ad break. So if we don't like where YouTube is placing these ads, we can put our own in right here, and that is the choice of up to the creator if they want to do that. But now we're going to show someone who's actually had a first-hand experience with this new system, which is Creekcraft. In his recent video, he actually showcased how this new ad system is going to work, and also the damaging effects to how this might affect a lot of creators. So let's see this.
YouTube will automatically put ads in your videos based on, I guess, their own system. Like YouTube just kind of decides when to put an ad in. So there's a button right here and you click it and it gives you an automatic ad slot. So YouTube looked at this video and they're like, okay, there is one good spot to put an ad in this video, and it's right in the middle. One ad in a 12-minute video. That's not that great. This video is not going to make a lot of money, barely any money with one ad in the middle of the video, right? Like, not great. But it gets worse, because if we go to the next video and we click automatic ad slots, look at that. There's no ads. And YouTube pops up and says we couldn't find any natural breakpoints in the video. Therefore, YouTube is not going to put any ads in this video. What about my next video? No ads. What about my next video? No ads. What about my next video? No ads. What about my next video? No ads.
So it seems that YouTube's new system implemented may have some weight in terms of, like, you know, trying to find dead air in videos. Let's say people who may upload unedited videos where there are naturally going to be those highs and those lows within gaming content, or any form of content, I should say. This doesn't just directly mean that, you know, my type or gaming content will be affected. This is going to affect everyone in some regard. But it feels like right now, the more creative you choose to be and the more effort you try and put into a video to ensure that the consistency of the tone of the video is always something going on to keep you watching, it's going to now punish us on a monetary level. Like, what kind of system is this that they thought about? Like, how can they think that this is a good idea? This is literally about to potentially destroy the livelihood of new and upcoming creators, and this is going to destroy the motivation for people to want to work hard on videos because we are getting punished.
I am not a fan of Mr. Beast for a number of reasons, and if I would start to get into it in this video, it would totally go off topic from what I'm actually wanting to talk about. But because I'm not a fan of Mr. Beast does not mean I'm going to undermine the way that he does his content style, which is very high production value. He puts so much into his videos. He has a floor of editors who come into his content to make sure there's never a dull moment. And his editors go above and beyond to make sure that the content is riveting. It makes sure that there isn't the dull moments like I just stated. How is this going to affect his ad placement? You know what I mean? How is it going to affect all these creators out there who literally make sure there is no dull moments in their videos to place ads? And it's giving me, and I started to think about this, I was like, what if they want it to be more so like a TV show, where you're like, and we'll be back after this break, and then you place a black screen in. Maybe they'll put an ad, but there's no guarantee. And I know this is like one policy for all the creators, but my personal experience with this so far is the fact that, and again, this is not taking full effect until I'm fairly certain this May, but my experience so far with it is I have no control now over any ad placements, and whenever I do want to change them, the saves, it doesn't save in the system, so I can change around the ads. Like, there is this one video, just for instance, where it placed an ad once every maybe 3 minutes, and I didn't like that. I just felt like that was a little bit, that was way too many ads, like 70% more ads than y'all needed to see. So I deleted about 6 or 7 of the ads, and then I changed around the placement of the other ones, and I would place them on top of each other to do double ad slots, so y'all would have to see less ads, less periodically, but also I would still earn revenue from that video, if that makes sense, with the ad placement. And they pretty much said no, because they would not allow me to save those changes, and literally sent me a little message over the screen saying, oh, we're doing this automated ad slot system to where we're in control of the ads now, da, da, da. And I was like, that's not fun. Now, I take my time creating videos out of my day, but I don't go above and beyond to make them spectacular, because this might not be the best thing everybody wants to hear, but I'm just not getting paid enough right now to make this a priority. If I do get to the point where this can be like a part-time income or a second job for me, 100% I will go above and beyond to make sure that I'm putting out good production content, that I'm adding in the sound effects, that I'm adding in funny memes or funny little clips that match up with what we're thinking or reacting to. But as of right now, again, I work 2 jobs aside from this, and I don't have the time to sit down and fully go all out with my YouTube videos. I have fun just sitting here talking shit with y'all, I really do. And that's like the whole plot of my channel at this point. I just get on here and talk shit, read y'all's thoughts and opinions. There's no high production anything in my content. It's just more so fun and a good Passover time thing for us to do. But if I would get to the point where I'm getting enough money from this to where I could incorporate it as a job, I would definitely make sure that I'm doing better with what I'm putting out there for you guys. But with this new ad system, it really makes me have a doubt that that will ever really happen. So this ad system is really affecting all the new creators who are trying to branch out on this platform and come up with literally anything and just have a good time over here. And it's really affecting all the well-established YouTubers who literally have teams that they pay out from their own earnings every month, just to make sure that y'all's content that you guys enjoy to watch stays in high production value. And with this new ad system, we're looking at the future of YouTube being completely different from that.
Don't quote me on this one, but I believe someone mentioned that the current system, so let me just break it down. The current system for ads is you can manually place them. You can use YouTube's automated system, which is not great, I'm not gonna lie, and it sometimes absolutely bombards people with ads, and I end up tending to remove 50 to 70% of them. But I think even the current automatic ad system is not going to work with the new system. So it's like, even though YouTube has this automatic ad thing, which should be what is doing the job of this new thing, the new thing, I believe, is even telling the automated thing that finds the best spots in your videos for ads, that these are interruptive, these are no good. Because let me just remind you guys, whilst this new system is in place, you have to click an automatic ads button, then you can add manual ads. Then we saw in Creekcraft's video, it has this pending review thing, because some kind of system then determines if these ad slots are disruptive, and if it deems them to be interruptive, it will not allow an ad to play during that moment. So
this is true because 9.9 to 9.8 times, literally almost every time that I put in a manual review for my ad placement, it comes back as this is not a good place to put an ad, so we're just not going to do it. And it's not just happening with me, but literally almost every single other creator as of right now who's uploading content, and soon it will be happening to every creator.
I'm sure you can see the problem here. If I find a lower moment in my video which still has something going on, perhaps it's a quiet moment, but I've used a lot of ambience to pick up and keep it interesting and keep that mood. I love setting moods in videos. I might destroy my chance of making money on my video. It's just like, what is this system, bro? And before people say like, oh, all he cares about is money, it's like, guys, you've got to understand, in the real world, like, people need money to survive, and there's a reason that people can't do this type of stuff full-time in the first place. So yeah, you know, ads are important to creators and their livelihood. Like, they need to make a monetary thing to be able to do this and employ people to help them do this thing more efficiently. But now it's almost like employing people to make your videos better by removing the dead space will actually decrease the value of how YouTube deems your content to be. I made a video just over 2 months ago speaking about my, I guess, feelings for YouTube and how YouTube really hasn't been feeling the same. I think I remember speaking about September being a time where something felt like it shifted, some weird change that I couldn't quite put my finger on. but it was discouraging, and it made the platform feel a little bit alien in terms of like content I used to do just all of a sudden doesn't work, and there were all these other things that started to come into play, and I'm still seeing that unfortunately now. Like, I feel like my content is so unpredictable nowadays, and this new change with the inconsistency with like how videos are gonna do, it's pushing me further and further away, and it's making me honestly start to resent doing videos because I'm scared of what happens once I upload them. I've spoke about this with some people. I've said I love making videos. It's so much fun. I do enjoy the editing, not so much nowadays, I got to admit, because it takes up so much time, and yeah, I'm kind of getting tired doing 7 days a week, which I will speak about something else in a second because I do want to make some changes. But the worst part of making videos now is uploading them on YouTube. It's so weird how this platform has kind of changed into this. Like, I should be able to make a video with confidence, upload it and feel happy, but now I'm scared. Like, there's all these other layers of things it feels like where you've got to be worried about when you finally upload a video. And now we've got this thing where it's like, you might spend a week working on a multi-hour video for YouTube to just deem it as like, you know, there's no spots for ads at all. So congrats, you just wasted a whole week and you're going to make a minuscule amount of potential income that you would make before. And it's like, wow, but I got people to pay. I want to get more editors on board so we can bring up these video quality. Like, should I be trying to transition away from this? So it just makes me question, most importantly, now after all this, do I have to make drastic changes to my content? Because obviously I'm a higher edited channel, but it seems like the solution here is to almost upload like live stream content, which is gonna be extremely weird, and I don't know if I want to do that. It's a bit of a dilemma. Like, it's like, do I have to kind of consider just finally taking a seat back, letting my channel just end here? Like, because I don't want it to be like that, you know. I'm trying to find the motivation to you know, get back into YouTube. I had high hopes. I really wanted to try some like bigger kind of production styled videos, and I still do want to, in the sense of like, I may reduce the amount of content I do some weeks drastically in exchange for like, you know, a 3 to 5 hour video covering a huge topic and really making something impactful. But now I'm questioning, do I really want to have to do, you know, all of that effort for a video that might just end up getting no ads because this new system deems it as too interruptive, and then it just kind of sits there as a video which the effort was all there, but YouTube is not going to reward you for all of that time you put into that.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, when TikTok had that ban, I was somebody who was like, goodbye grifters, but I didn't take into consideration, and until that really happened, I wasn't somebody who frequently went through TikTok, okay? Videos I would see that would come up were like really low effort videos, or just something you would see on YouTube Shorts, like try-on hauls or something. But after doing like a more extensive dive on TikTok, I've seen so many creators who have put so much time and effort and energy into their content just for it to be removed. And you can't, like I said earlier, rely on just one app, because there's never a guarantee that that app will always be your main source of income, or it's not guaranteed that you're going to have it forever. You know what I mean? So it is good to branch out and do other things, but it's just so unfortunate. It's just so unfortunate right now with what's happening to YouTube. Like I said, I'm a content creator who I don't put that much time or effort into my videos. I just enjoy talking to you guys. But there's so many other content creators who really go above and beyond when it comes to the editing style, the placement of ads, the everything down to the T, to the introduction, to the time they end that video. Every little ounce of their creativity goes into their craft here, and it's so unfortunate to see all these big YouTubers, even smaller YouTubers, who have just done so well for themselves here and are starting to feel like this could be a thing for them. This is something that they could potentially do for a really long time, and now in 2 months that could potentially be ending for them. There are so many smaller content creators, such as this man here who I follow, who I, if y'all know, love to support smaller content creators. And I have found content creators who are smaller who, I'm not gonna lie, I sink hours during the week into their content because I enjoy it that much. This man here just hit 10,000 subscribers and probably thought that this could be a break for him. He can finally start doing more with his craft and enjoying his journey here on YouTube, and that's potentially going to be ending soon for him. And y'all might be like, Revoke, you're being a little bit dramatic. They're just changing around ad placements, and revenue's not going to be as much for creators. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the app, but it could potentially be the end of the app if they're going to start losing all these large creators who bring in all this revenue strictly for their company. If you would look at this from a statistics standpoint, all these creators who have millions of followers, who bring in millions on millions of views monthly, who are talking about walking away and abandoning the platform strictly because of these new policies, and it's going to equal to billions on billions on billions of views monthly that YouTube's going to lose. Not to mention, like, creator aside, I'm a viewer of a lot of these people who are talking about these changes and talking about how it's probably not going to work out anymore being on this platform. They might have to do something else or just drop content creation entirely because this is the app that they wanted to work for, and they just don't see a career on other platforms. Talking about dropping content creation, people we all enjoyed and watched growing up that again shaped our childhoods, and how we spend our time today when we get off of work, when we had a long day, or even when we just have off that day and we want to escape from reality for a while. We go to YouTube, we find our favorite content creators, and we indulge in their content while indulging in some good food sometimes. And it's sad to think that this could potentially be changing not only for the creators that we really look up to, but for the viewers.
I don't know, it's a difficult one for editing channels at the moment. I think gaming creators are being hit quite hard because, you know, a lot of us do kind of put lots of stuff in the background, remove those boring moments, but now it's almost like we have to leave them in, which is very weird. It's a very, very strange system. I'm giving my authentic response and like just really how I feel about this, because it makes no sense. It really makes no sense why this system that's worked so well can be changed on a dime, and then all of a sudden I'm worried about how much it's going to impact me, and I'm also very worried more so about how this is going to impact the new up and coming people, because, like, you know, they're trying to make their livelihood with this, and some of them might be just finally getting a break to do this as a full-time job, and now they're going to have to reconsider everything. And they got to consider, like, you know, is putting in more effort? Like, should I just be putting in less effort and getting potentially, like, rewarded almost more on the platform? Because that's, at the moment, the direction it feels like is best for gaming content. Like, if this change is going to be implemented, especially the way it is. Like, why would I remove those dull moments when I could just leave them in, do, like, hours less of work every single week? And then YouTube's just going to be like, hey, look, you left some silent, boring bits in. Here's your ads. Like, it's a weird topic, but I felt like it was kind of worth me throwing my, you know, my opinion out there, because this makes YouTube more aware that creators are talking about this. They are making changes that creators have to deal with, and they are the guinea pigs here. People are immediately suffering from these things that happen, and without these videos discussing the impact this is having, YouTube might not see this. And just one more video that I've now done, I may be able to get some kind of word out there to someone who knows someone who can forward this to someone who can speak about this, and then their video, let's say it goes somewhere, it's more of a chance of YouTube hearing about this. And I think that's what's very important now, because YouTube needs to hear about what this change is doing and is going to do, I guess, for all future creators and a lot of people just on the uprise. I just want to do YouTube videos, and I want that to be really the end of it. I want to be able to just make videos and walk away. But now there's just layer upon layer of things we have to worry about, and it's just getting a bit much. So that's my 2 cents, and that's really how I'm feeling about this, and it's not really motivating, put it that way.
Putting myself in the viewer's shoes, I could probably, from somebody myself who does low editing, it's still affecting my channel, but there's probably, from a viewer's perspective, I can see where some of y'all are like, well, if you don't have to put in as much work to get the ads, wouldn't that be a good thing? But for who necessarily? Maybe for the content creator, but then at the same time, there's editors that they hire, there's teams and family that they employ to be a part of this journey on content creation and to give the best possible video and experience for the viewer, who they're gonna have to stop giving y'all the best experience possible just to get an ad slot on their video. I've seen so many commentary channels who call other commentary channels, or even just some channels in general, slop channels, because they and I don't do that much editing. We just see something and react to it on the internet. We throw in some gameplay in the background, and they say, oh, that's just slop channels because they don't do that much with their editing. They don't add that much significant value. They don't add anything really entertaining other than just saying some thoughts and opinions that they have. But now, for all those creators out there who are, like I said, going above and beyond to give y'all really high value, entertaining content, are now going to start being punished for that. There's so many creators, and especially myself included, who have been so frustrated with all these updates to their platforms and their policies. We have to censor ourselves so heavily already, And I've done videos in the past where I've even censored words, and they're like, no, due to the topic and discussion of this video, we're not going to put ads on it because it's just not suitable for advertisers. And now, even with censoring myself and all these other other content creators on this platform who censor themselves, we're not going to get ads, even though we're playing by your rules. It's really frustrating. Like I said, they had a system in place for the platform itself, for the creators, and for the viewers, and it all worked seemingly well once upon a time. And as we progress further into the platform, they're just making it so impossible for the content creators to enjoy and feel, like he said, confident about uploading a video. Is it going to be okay for the platform? Are they going to say it's fine, or it's acceptable, or this, that, and the third? Now it's at the point where you have to be boring to get ads on your channel, and I just don't understand that at all. And I feel like this is going to affect every single content creator out there. So what, do we just have to say, and we'll be back after the break, and then put in a blank screen and just pray that they put an ad placement? I don't know, y'all. I have so many thoughts and opinions about this. These are just like some of them. This is just some of what I have to say about it, but I wanted to talk about it because the more people who are talking about this, who are voicing concerns, I mean, I know more than likely YouTube's not going to give a damn, and they're just going to go about it however they want to go about it. They have proved time and time again content creators don't necessarily matter to them, even though we made this platform what it is, you know. And I hate to say that, I don't want to sound like cocky or anything. I'm nobody at all on this platform, but YouTube would not be as relevant as it was if it wasn't for all of its creators on this platform, and they're quite literally running them off with this new system in place. And I'm so upset because there's so many content creators that I really look up to who made me want to do this journey, who are now talking about it's just not working for them. And I'm like, well, what do I do then? Because you guys are the ones who inspire me to be here. And I don't want to go. I will never go. Y'all will not get me off this app unless YouTube closes it down. But it's YouTube. YouTube. It's supposed to be our channels, our platform, our voices that are being heard, and our content that is being seen at the end of the day. And they're making it impossible to enjoy this journey any further. And it's becoming a major issue that we all need to start raising awareness about, or y'all's favorite creators are gonna be gone. I'm just sad to see the turmoil and how much unhappiness and insecurity it's brought to so many content creators, and this hasn't even been fully in place yet. This has just been tested with some creators, myself included, and nobody's happy with it, myself included. And I feel like the more people who talk about it, the more possibility we have of there being a change, even though knowing YouTube, there probably won't be, but let's try to raise awareness about it anyway. I'm going to wrap this video up. I was not expecting it to be as long as it was, but like I said, I have so many thoughts and opinions still on the situation. But that's just like the rundown of what I'm feeling about it and what I'm thinking about it. Just let me know y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next video because, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just very heartbroken to see how many creators are deciding that they are probably going to go elsewhere, even though this is, like I said, a platform that's been in all of our childhoods. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and I will catch you in the next damn video. Alright, bye.